Hey y'all, today I want to talk to you guys about making liquid culture from agar. To me, this is the easiest way to do it. It's called a needle biopsy, and you can do this from either slant or an agar dish. So you're going to need a few things. You're going to need a jar of liquid culture that's pre-sterilized, your syringe, needle, and then of course your culture plate or your culture slant. And of course, proper lighting. You're going to then take your alcohol and alcohol down your lid. This is just to sanitize a jar that may have been sitting out for a little while. I like to lubricate and clean the injection port to help the needle slide through. I then like to alcohol down the packaging. We leave our boxes on the lab open, and so it just helps me get any dust or anything that's settled, plus cleaning or sanitizing the culture before we open it. And of course, I always like to sanitize my hands in between rounds. So if I start a new culture, I like to sanitize my hands, really get it down in the nooks and crannies, and then dry my hands thoroughly so my hands don't slip while I'm working with a needle. I then open the packaging. Notice how I opened the closed end, the plunger end, and then I'll open the cap end of the needle. This way I'm not getting any dust or anything that might be on the packaging inside the syringe or needle. And then I open it. Close it up. And then you're going to notice I'm going to take a pistol grip. This is the safest way to uncap your needle. And then you just scoop that cap off, and then you can just scoop it back on. But this way your hands are really stable when you do it. When you grip it in pistol grip on your right hand and then uncap with your left. You're then going to charge your needle, your syringe. You're going to do this by just sucking up some liquid culture. I like to depress the syringe again to get rid of any air bubbles. But this way you're going to have some liquid culture behind the plug, the biopsy plug. Then you're going to unparafilm your dish, your culture, of course. And then I like to, if I'm working with slants, open the slants and then just set the slant back into the lid. This way it's easy to pick up and down, manipulate. Usually if I'm doing this, I'm doing multiple jars or dishes. We're then going to take that needle out of the jar, and now we're going to find the highest side of the slant, and I am now going to take this needle in and I'm going to mush, not stab. It's an important distinction. Here we'll get a close-up for you. But you're going to take that needle in, you're going to orient the needle where it's flat. The angle of the needle comes in flat. And if you see here, we're just going to smush down real hard. We're then going to rotate the needle to pull it out. This helps break the suction. And you'll see here that we've got a biopsy in there. It's clear, a little hard to see, but you can see the line in there. I'm then going to take the needle, clean off the little bits of mycelium I've got there, and then I'm going to set the agar slant back down. After this, I'm going to lubricate that healthily injector port one more time. This just helps the needle slide in and out. And this is where we stab, get the stabby stab. And then we're just going to depress the plunger on the syringe. There's going to be a lot of pressure. You're going to have to push to get it. And you see, once I get that pressure, it just takes a tiny little bit. You'll see here. We depress it, and then I'm aiming for the corner of the jar, and I'm backlighting it so I can see that the biopsy has landed in there. If I don't see the biopsy, I go ahead and I do this all over again. But now that we see the biopsy, we know that the jar is inoculated. That's all it takes, is a tiny little piece of tissue. Here's a close-up on an agar plate, so you can see how we're smushing and then rotating, levering it out, and now that we've got a plug. I'll get you a close-up as well so that you can see the difference, but you really want to make sure that you can see that plug if you can. See, the one on the left, no biopsy. The one on the right has an agar biopsy. Colored biopsies are easier to see. The clear ones are obviously much more difficult to see. Then you just place it in your jar, depress it, return the liquid culture, and now it's time to label. Labeling is important for tracking. We do a strain name. This is the Pohu strain from Field and Forest. We do the date. That was day 210 of year 24. And then that's my symbol. Then we do LC to LC times how many times? This is times 0 with the biopsy sign, so that everyone knows that this is a master jar. And then we just place our labeled information on here. Normally I would actually have the slant number as well under the POHU name, but I forgot that during the video. Then we just take our parafilm. I love these parafilm dispensers. You just take that, cut your piece. We're then going to tear it and peel and fold our parafilm. I've shown this in the video before, but I really like folding it. Helps it hold up better. We're then going to grip our agar slant, and you're going to notice how I kind of grip the lid. This is so that the lid doesn't get tension on it and go flying off, kind of like I did the first time I filmed it, like there. So, you know, I don't like to show all of my mistakes. But once we get that wrapped up, here's another with me just depressing. I just wanted to be able to come back and show you guys the pistol grip again and how we scoop that needle cap back on. This was shown to me by a lab tech that I had hired for a while, and I really do like knowing the actual safety information. Here's a good look on the inside of an agar slant. You can see that you can make tons of these needle biopsies from how much agar is in there. I mean, you can make hundreds from a slant. You can make more slants from a slant. You can make dishes. That's basically, you know, buying from a slant gets you the closest possible strain to the original and just allows you to make a ton. That's the end of our video for now, and keep spawning culture.
Introducing the future of mycology, Dr. Silurian's Elixir of Mycelial Mastery. This isn't your average culture mix, it's a revolution in a packet, crafted for the dedicated cultivator seeking unparalleled growth. Experience the visual alchemy of this masterful brew. As you mix 10 grams with 500 milliliters of water, watch the solution transform into a rich, amber spectacle, the hallmark of a nutrient-dense sanctuary for your burgeoning mycelium. This is where vibrant color meets vibrant life, setting our elixir apart from the ordinary clear liquid cultures. Prepare to be captivated. Mix 10 grams of Dr. Silurian's elixir with 500 milliliters of water, add a stir bar for thorough integration, and sterilize the blend at 15 psi for 45 minutes. Once cooled, introduce your favorite culture into this perfectly prepared, nutrient-rich environment. Watch in awe as the elixir works its magic, unveiling a mycelial masterpiece before your eyes. Choose Dr. Silurian's Elixir of Mycelial Mastery for a mycological adventure that's as visually enchanting as it is potent.